Well, welcome back, everyone. I'm David with Agricultural Economic Insights, joining you for the chart of the week. This week, we're setting the stage for a webinar we're going to have on October the 8th that's looking at the trends in corn and soybean acreage. And this is a big one, but not the only one. And you can see the link to register to join us live down in the description below. But if you are watching this after the 8th, that link will take you to the recording. So, corn acreage has been shifting west. We've been talking about this for quite a while in agriculture. Less corn on corn rotation in the corn belt or in the eastern corn belt. Uh, Fewer acres of corn in the fewer acres of corn in the Great Plains, making way for corn acreage. If you think about Kansas, Nebraska, and maybe the Dakotas. But what's really interesting is when we compare 2023 to 2025. In the last couple of years, this shift west is still playing out in the data. Nationally, we added about 4 million acres, or 4% of an increase. And when you look at that line that kind of runs from Missouri to through Illinois into Michigan, if you go to the north and west of that line, you see some pretty big increases. Kansas up 1.1 million acres, Nebraska up 800,000 acres, North and South Dakota together up more than a million acres. When you look along that line and also to the east of that line, you see some unchanged or some negative. So Illinois acreage is zero or unchanged. Indiana's down 50,000 acres. Kentucky down 70,000 acres. Ohio down 200,000 acres. I don't want to make too big of a point about the if it's down zero or down 50,000 or down 200,000. The idea here is that national trend was a 4% increase, and these states to the east either didn't add acres or actually saw a decline just a little bit. So the implications are pretty far ranging depending on where you are in the ag supply chain. If you're a grain buyer, a lot more bushels are coming out of that northern Great Plains. If you're an ag lender, you're going to see producers maybe having higher production expenses or needing bigger lines of credit as they move out of wheat and add more corn and soybeans, especially corn, into their crop rotations. I think the last idea to mention is if you're a retailer, a manufacturer, or a distributor of ag inputs, you're going to see a much different territory and footprint. So if corn seed sales were up in the Great Plains, that probably means that you got to make sure you're up enough to maintain market share. If your seed sales were up and you're in the Eastern Corn Belt, that probably means you gained market share in a pretty meaningful way. So, really making sure that we're taking the national trends, but also dialing that in for our local markets and making sure we're not letting those national trends confuse what's happening in our local markets and our local territories and our local counties. That's all I have time for this week. Make sure you grab the link down below. Stay curious.